Generic greetings and welcome to Void War. Today's beverage is a very heretical blood orange and citrus twist juice drink. So welcome to Void War. This is, well, it's 40k FTL. I can't really sugarcoat it much more than that. Sometimes I don't often like to use direct comparisons, but I think sometimes they can be quite useful. And obviously, I have no idea what the original inspiration for the developers was for this game. However, the end product very much is like those two previously mentioned things, and I don't say that in a bad way because it works very well, and I've been very much enjoying it. I have played and displayed it on the channel in the past, and people did go, yeah, that's definitely a very legally distinct 40k FTL, and again, I don't mind that at all because I love FTL and I've been immersed in the sort of grimdark 40k universe for most of my life. So those two things blended well should hopefully work, and thankfully they seem to over the course of the 3.5 hours that I've played on this build. Either way, I'll jump in and show you a little bit of it. So over to new game. And we need to select our commander. The commander, you originally start with the exile, and each commander has a certain amount of health, so 90 there. The witch that I've got unlocked is 70, so a little bit less, but the exile does the same amount of damage, 3 DPS, and they've got different traits. So commander, psyker, they have different abilities and equipment slots. So you've got things like the mutant and the cybernetic, and then loads of others on this. In fact, there's loads of commanders, and I think there's about 9 ships in the game. At least that's the ones I can see. There might be some secret ones as well. It should be pointed out, as you play, whether you win or lose, will gather some residence and generic units of currency to unlock these and different ships. I'm going to go with the Witch because it should be a bit of a different build and confirm that. And in terms of the ship list, you start with the Imperial Cruiser A, and I think the ships can have up to 3 variants. So again, you have to unlock the variants with your money. And the variants have a physically different layout as well as different systems and weapons, that sort of thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to Relic Freighter A, and the reason for that is we're going to try and do a bit of a different playthrough in terms of we're not just going to do shields and guns, we're going to do boarding because it's quite interesting, I think. So the Witch has an ability that they can basically fire a Mind Bolt and do damage to crew. The Deathbringer, which is our Psyker, immune to poison, and it can do a Chaos Rift, teleport all crew in target room to a random room on the opposing ship. Who we're going to teleport? Well, naturally, we're going to teleport the Death Knight because it's got 140 health and 5 damage. And compare that to the Deathbringer. That Deathbringer's got a third less health and nearly half damage. So, yeah, the Death Knight is very much yes, a walking tank. The armour of the Death Knight is no mere tactical implement. They are religious vessels in which the reanimated corpses of their greatest champions are successfully entombed. It's a Space Marine or a Chaos Space Marine. Anyway, that's all of that. We've got different systems which we'll get into once we're in the game. Corpse Effigy, which is half the repair speed of poisoned enemies. And speaking of that, we've got 3 essentially poison slingers. So let's just go ahead and let's go launch. So it says, the God King has fallen. Oh no, the Empire is in despair. Brother fights against brother as the ruinous cults swim through the stars. The very fabric of reality trembles before the onslaught of demonic swarms. Deep within the Imperial core worlds, one final hope exists, to rekindle the flames within the Vault of Souls. To the Empire, you are a blasphemer. To the cults, you are a heretic. Trust no one. Let no one stop you from bringing the renegades of this forsaken realm to their destined annihilation. Okay, so what are we going to do? Well, I'm going to click continue and your journey begins. So quick rundown of the UI. On the top left we have our commander and our crew. Should be pointed out if the commander dies, it is game over. We have our evasion chance and the hull strength, which is 30 out of 30. We've got shields. We'll check out the warp screen later. We have scrap metal, which is our generic units of currency for upgrades. There's all of the systems there. Again, more on that later. The game does put a fairly decent focus on the crew, so the crew can have different abilities, they'd have different weapon slots and psychic abilities, and different traits like being immune to poison, that sort of thing. I actually like that you see the portrait and what it looks like in the main ship. That's a nice little touch there. We have our munitions, which is mainly used for siege weapons and torpedoes, missiles and such, and active sensor status. We have more systems on the left, which I'm going to activate our weapons, and then we've got the secondary subsystems on the right, so your commanding throne, door control, sensors, etc. Again, not to put this in a sort of negative way, but anyone familiar with FTL or the other sort of contemporaries, you know what you're seeing here. You know, it's no surprise, and you'll immediately feel at home. Anyway, I'm going to say save stations. I've got the Deathbringer on the shield, so that increases the shield recharge rate, and I've got our Death Knight on the weapons, but they won't be spending much time there. They'll be teleporting to the enemy vessel. Let's just go to warp, and we've got this track here. We have to get to the Stargate at the end. Once you do that, you select between another couple of locations. I think there's 5 in total before you meet the boss. So outside the scope of this video for time-wise, but hopefully enough to show you what the game has to offer. So over to this unvisited node. I have no idea what's there. Let's activate the engines and off we go. So you drop from some space, pass through a large dust cloud, no hostiles detected, you move on. So totally uneventful. Let's go to Imperial Shrine. And there we go. And you arrive at an Imperial Shrine. Structure is warm, but solemn presence commands respect. Pledge yourself to the Imperial cult. Restore all crew, extra hull integrity, and Imperial Shrine activated. Okay, so actually pretty much again fairly useless because everything was at full health anyway. So let's just go with this unvisited node. Just speeding through the Eye of Terror. There's a destroyed transport vessel here. You're able to scavenge some supplies from the wreck. That is, 74 scrap metal, which that's exceptionally good this early, because what I can do now is go 1, 2, 3, 4 and get ourselves a second shield point. Having it this early is going to be very, very good. There's a merchant, but I've only got 19 scrap, so it's not going to happen. And, you detect an engagement between local defense militia ships and cultist vessels near an orbital outpost. Let's attack the cultists. So you move in to attack the cultist vessel. So, vessel is shown on the right. It shows the systems that they have, and you can mouse over that, and that's going to give you readouts, and we can also check out who's crewing this thing. So you've got 2 husks, 15 health apiece, and then finally this death cultist. Yeah, I'm not really too concerned. What I'm going to do is use my Mind Bolt and fire it directly at the Death Cultist, because it's 15 health on that guy, and, well, this does 15 damage and ignores shields. This is type Psychic, cooldown 30 seconds, charge time instant, projectile speed 900, and let's unpause the game. And it can't miss, so there we go, there's a splat and the guy's dead. I'm going to use Chaos Rift here and basically tell that guy to teleport somewhere random. So they've just jumped to the top of the ship, and now what's happening is we are basically just taking out all of the crew. Obviously I can pause the game at any point and target our weapons on, say, their weapons, like this. Actually, that's not all on their weapons, but that should do. Timing is obviously important because you have to get the sort of correct amount to hit it, and oh yeah, that guy's not going to go anywhere. Right, yeah, if you sort of, especially later on, if there's multiple shields and you split your shots, it's just going to give the shields time to recharge. Anyway, enemy crew's being killed. You search the remains and find 41 scrap metal. Your victory has allowed the militia to drive off the rest of the cultists. The fleet militia ships encircle the outpost and bombard its inhabitant blocks. The commander explains this colony has been overrun by cultists. Such emergency must be purged. By the time you leave the outpost, a little more than smouldering ruin. Brilliant. Okay, recall the crew, because it does not magically do that. And I'm not saying I've left a couple of crew on board and teleported away. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. No, it's not happening. Okay, over to the other visited node here, and oh, who are these guys? These are counter warship belong to the Cult of War. I wonder what that cult focuses on. It's damaged from previous engagements, but does not seem to have diminished the willingness of the fight. So we've got a couple of husks, and oh, they're all husks. Okay, I'm going to fire into there, and that'll kill 2 of them. And also, I was going to say the fire is going to not go out, but it has. So I'll teleport across, and we've ended up in life support. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to split my fire between all of these systems, because I want them to basically put the poison around the place, because if they have to go past, they're going to have to, get through all of this. But yeah, that's dealt with. So 35 scrap metal will continue, and recall the crew. Ooh, that was close. It only had 1 health remaining. Right, speaking of health, we're on 92 health of 140. We heal 15 on every jump. Let's return all crew to stations, and let me go to warp, and it's going to be shipyard because there's no other choice. So what do I want to do here? I could heal the injuries, construct a machine slave. That's more crew, but they're fairly crude and not very good. I'm going to actually salvage munitions, so we get 8 munitions. Again, these are used mainly for sort of your missiles and your sort of siege weapons, which hopefully I'll be able to show you. Let's go warp again. And go to the bottom one for no reason other than you can. And oh, that's all going kind of wrong over there. You are under attack from chromic warships. Streams of flux vapor jet out from underneath its hull plating. Crom, witness me. Witness me. It's a good meme. Let's fire that over there. Let's just get our guy on board. So where we're going to teleport to? We're going to teleport to here. I'm actually going to come into this area. And I'll see if I can use my ability, which is Smother, which puts out fires but puts the poison everywhere. Not that really matters because all these guys, skeletons, are immune to all of that, but yeah, I don't fancy the fire burning through the hull and destroying it because it can do that. Yeah, we've got 20 scrap metal. Recall the crew, but we are now half health. Anyway, no matter. Once again, warp and unvisited node. And working our way towards this, which is all good. A sleek, sinister spacecraft emerges from hiding behind and target locks your ship. Okay, so we've got Ritualist and lots of thralls. Okay, we'll target the Ritualist, and I'm just going to get myself over there. I don't think there's too much of an issue on that front. And the thralls are going to come in. They will not last long. You can see they're getting absolutely hammered. And what I'll do is I'm going to fire into here and fire again, and you know what, I'll fire a third time because I want to get some poison in there. And there we are. And then finally, this is the only guy remaining, so it's not going to be too much of an issue. They are firing a laser back at me. It's an energy beam 1. And okay, so collect either a survivor, which is an engineer, or scrap metal. I'm going to go with the survivor. So we will recall all crew. I'll get the survivor to go. I'll put him on the engines, and then they'll get this guy on weapons, and that's all good. Okay, so we have an engineer, and we will save stations, and we've got a shipyard. I have not taken any health, and the other guy we could probably just like not teleport him over for a while. Yeah, I'm gonna go elsewhere. I want to do more fighting and get more scrap if I can. Come across an ancient and elaborately decorated Imperial starship drifting in space. Its casket ship, burial custom, particular for high-ranking nobles. Let's investigate. Oh, we're moving to a closer look. It revs suddenly light up, and a decayed visage appears on your view screen. It's a grap. Okay. Enemy crew reinforcements. Alright. Well, they actually have, over there, that's a cache. So I'm going to immediately teleport our guy over there, and then tell him to go and grab it. And there we go. 47 scrap. Okay. And, what's happening now? It's spawning from this thing. This thing creates crew, essentially. So I want to disable their weapons and disable their shields if possible. There you go. I have a feeling I will be most likely just destroying the ship on this front. You can see it is spawning. I want to keep smashing that up. So fire there, fire there, fire there. And just need to be a bit conscious, obviously, of our guys. Can I fire there with our psychic ability? Yes, so I've disabled. Oh, the teleport over here. Okay, right. I'm gonna come back then. I'm gonna deal with that. So let's disable their shields. So I should point out a couple of things. Some ships, this one actually has it. It has like an automatic repair, like a demonic repair, for lack of a better term. But it also has crew, but it can't spawn any more crew. So, you know, that's a shame. You can put this on auto fire if you wanted to. So you set that up, and set that up. I'm not too sure how much of a fan I am of that. I like that there's an option, but I just prefer to deal with it myself. And that shield is now gone. They've only got 2 health remaining, so I'm not going to bother with any of the messing around. As long as the weapons hit the system, it takes damage. And there we go. Ship goes boom. And I think that's the first ship that we've destroyed. The rest of it we've just, we've just been helping ourselves to everything. Right, over to upgrading, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Upgrade. Let's get some more shields. We're just about the survival on this one. Unvisited site. Let's go there, and healing up a bit of resting. Exit some space and find yourself in front of a sprawling techno-cult shrine. Explore the shrine or ignore it. Explore it. And you discover a hidden armory within the shrine. Among various weapons, you find technology advanced weapon that is still in good condition, the ion carbine. Cool. So I'm going to go over to loadout, and I'm going to equip that to our Death Knight. Okay. Can ionize enemy systems, and it's +1 DPS, so DPS is now 6. Good. An abstract wound or a merchant which stocks systems, modules, and equipment. I'm going to go over there because the other place is probably a bit worse. So you can talk to them, you can attack them, which I've not actually done in this game before, but I'm just going to have a trade. And the system we've got... missile bay, perfect. Anyway, we've got a launch bay, which is what a lot of the ships have in the game, but we don't because we've just got this sort of teleport system. An auto surgeon, activate to heal all friendly crew, that's good. However, we are going to go with probably a missile. Either that, or do we go with adaptive nanoplate, +10 HP to all raider crew, Imperial and machine. Now we're going to go with that system, and you select where it goes in here. I'm going to put it away from the other weapon system. I don't want to sort of have all of our eggs in one basket, as the saying goes. And sadly, I can't activate it because I ain't got the power. I can, however, reduce the power in engines, so that's fine. Over to the unvisited site, and we have another hostile here. So Imperial convoy comes into view. The ships within the convoy hastily engage their subsurface drives, except for one lone vessel that pivots to confront us. Okay, good. I'm going to fire over there, and I'm going to get across again because there is a cache. However, I have messed that up a little bit because I went a bit too early, and sadly, sadly the guys were, he moved out. Anyway, so we'll get that cache, 35 scrap, and I'm going to head down to take out this guy, and yeah, that's that now gone. Another 29 scrap, recall. Okay, back into there, and this is the first game I've had. I've played several games. Actually, the very first game I had in this build of the game, apart aside from the demo, I actually got the end in one go, and I think it was more luck than judgment. It must have been. But anyway, we've got Desolate Sector, Death Cult Sector, or Techno-Cult Sector, and then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, then the 5th one to go through. So these are war zones, these are neutral zones. I'm going to go with the war zone because that means more fighting, more better. It's a shame there's not an actual Stargate at the end, like a really big sort of spiky, type of grimdark Stargate. That would be a nice thing to add. Anyway, you arrive in a sector besieged by the Cult of Death. Once hidden within the apothecaries and medi-guilds of Imperial society, these craven individuals have shed all pretense and now openly proclaim their allegiance to the Death God. Continue. Warp. And we'll go down. And we're resting up. Full health now. You come across an Imperial vessel firing upon a nearby space colony. The life pod streams from the colony in all directions. Attack the Imperial ship. Attack the space colony. Attempt to save a few life pods. Attack the Imperial ship. And, fighting. So, there's no point in me heading over there, I don't think. I can actually kill one of these guys straight away. That's, it's Naren. Oh dear, they just died. Right, so I'm going to target their shields with all of our acid launchers, and there we go. So sadly they missed. Okay, what might not miss is this rocket. I'd like to think it's a torpedo. That's a Gladius missile apparently. So that's firing away. Yeah, and good. So now we've got poison about, but the commandos, I think, are immune to suffocation. They're immune to suffocation, but not immune to poison. Okay. Let's fire again. And just keeping the enemy down. Let me fire again in there. Oh, that's bad for them. So they're trying to repair that, but I'm continuously damaging it. Another weapon. And obviously they're getting damage because of the poison, and they have no way to heal up, and yeah, it's game over anyway. They're gone. Right, Despite the devastation, you managed to retrieve a few intact supply containers, 55 scrap metal, and receive a transmission from the life pods. It's an Imperial acolyte wanting to join our crew. Oh, welcome aboard. So, yes, force shields an area against hostile projectiles. That's good. What I'll do is I'll permanently put them on the weapon systems, and I'll put our other guy in sensors. Save stations. Also, get some more get some more power to increase engine power. I also am a fan of the secondary systems for door reinforcement, because otherwise the enemy can just wander where it wants. There's a bone shrine. Don't think I want to be, worshipping at the altar of any bone shrines. You move on. Nothing here. Okay. Let's see. We've got a merchant, which is crew contracts and psychomancy, or a merchant down there. I'm going to go up because we can get some more psych powers for our guys. So you arrive at the jump node to see a death cult ship under attack by Imperial. Attack the Imperial ship or leave the death cultists to their fate. Yes, I'm just going to let them be. So it's not all about the fighting. And a frozen corpse collides with one of your ship's antenna masts. Later you discover the item caught in the mast scaffolding. It's a parasitic shield. Reduces enemy DPS by 1, 25% move speed, and -5 HP. Not really anything we need, really, is it? I could give it to, like, the Deathbringer. Increases speed, but why would we give it to the Deathbringer? Actually, what is it? Oh, it's a tool. Ah, so actually, I can only really give it to the engineered. Okay, well we'll do, but yeah, we'll give it to them. Why not? Walk over to the merchant and see if I can pick up another couple of crew members. So you've got a necromancer and another necromancer. Well, there's the end of that chat. And oh, there you go. There's like fireballs and blood spears and all this other stuff that I probably should have looked at. To be fair, the fireball's good because we can send a fireball over to the opponent. Then our other guy, this Death Knight, can come in and turn that into gas. But having the ability of 2 other crew members, yeah, I'm going to put both crew members, actually. I don't know why, but I'm going to put them both crew members on weapons. There we go. So, yes, we beefed up the doors, and we can now animate the dead. Okay, we are the good guys, right? I don't think there's such thing. So, abandoned shipyard floats in the view, appears to be a safe space to rest. Construction machine save, scavenge ammunition. There we go, so get some more munitions. And over to the unvisited node once again. And a death cult vessel drifts into sensor range. The ship shows signs of damage, but does not seem to have diminished belligerence. Okay, so we can't actually see into their systems, and that we've actually got someone on the sensors as well. So, yeah, they're pretty good. What I'm going to do then, I'm going to... Oh, get slowed apparently. I'm going to fire at their sensor package. They've only got 1 shield, so I'll probably only do the 2. And there we go. So pause it. Let's see. Husk, and a death cult. This is easy. Fire against there. And... Oh, should we animate the dead? Let's animate the dead there. And animate the dead there. So what happens is these guys start to cast. I think they're holding their head and shaking in pain by the look of it. But anyway, fire away. Oh, it doesn't matter. The ship's going to explode before we can get that off because it's on auto fire. So we can get a couple of useful items. We can get 4 necroticizing reagents and some scrap metal. Or we get a missile template of the Fury missile. Number of shots 1, charge time 6. Projectile speed 1,200. Oh, projectile speed 6? Sorry, yeah, it's 6 charge time as opposed to 16. Hull damage per shot 1, munitions cost 1. Oh, okay, look at that. Munitions cost 2. I don't want that template. I have no reason to do that. This necroticizing thing. Yeah, why not? So can I equip that as a tool? I can. So, yes, it summons a Neuro Lurch, whatever that is. Shipyard. No, we're just going to go straight down the middle. And a destroyer. Under attack from a death cult vessel, appear to have been damaged from some prior incident. Okay. Standard procedure. I'm going to probably one shield, is it? Yes, one shield. I'm going to take out their sensors and hit their shielding. And let's see. So they do not appear to have any mind bolt. They do not appear to have any sort of cash on board. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a little bit of fun with them here. So I'm firing at the guy in the sort of command throne, and I'm going to let them repair up. But what I'm actually going to do is cast these animate dead, and here we go, animate dead on the go. And these things are not very good, I should point out. So they are going to take us out, but you can see just the absolute chaos it costs. It makes absolute chaos over there. And we could have a bit of fun here, right? We could easily just, you know, just keep doing what we're doing and take the crew out. And maybe there's some benefit in doing that. But I think, you know, in FTL and contemporaries, it's often better to take the ship. You get more resources. I may have just made that up, but it feels like it's true. Anyway, so just bringing in these guys, so we can see now because we're on board and they've got off the sensor package. But oh damn, these Legionnaires are pretty good. I'll give it to them. I mean, I'm going to fire and destroy their ship because I can't be messing around too much, because something might happen and our shields might drop or something, and they might fire ion or whatever it happens to be, and all kinds of bad. Anyway, scrap metal and munitions, which is good. Over to warp, and I'm probably going to go with, yeah, there. And, oh, that's got a cache on board. It's a demonically corrupted starship. Okay, I don't want to waste any time. I want to send our guy across and then get into that cache. Now, he's not immune to suffocation, he's just immune to poison. So he's picked up scrap metal and munitions. I'll recall the crew. I will bring him back because I can't remember whether or not I saved my stations. So I'm going to fire against their shields. We'll take the shields down first. I will then fire a missile at their weapon systems. So there you go. You can see they've got... what's this? It's a demon heart. Controls the ship's maneuvering regeneration systems. Maneuvering and regeneration systems. Fire, fire, fire. Done this in the wrong order, really. And missed. I'm going to fire again. I've got more than enough munitions, so there's that one taken out. Good. Okay. And wait. You can see it's auto-magically repairing itself. That's part of the sort of demon engine. Yeah, demon heart. There's their weapons gone. So they've only got one remaining. So there's nothing they can do. I guess I can teleport. Get some more guys across. To be honest, by the time they're across and we've summoned them, the thing's going to be exploded anyway. There you go. We've turned it into an explosion, and it's gone. Okay, extra scrap metal and 2 munitions, and what I want to do now is go to upgrade. I've been feeling that the sensor packages is probably a good one. Maybe we also increase the charge speed of our missile, and warp to the middle. I can get crew contracts or equipment. I'm just going to go around the bottom and just do some more fighting. And rest up. Passed by a large number of cargo haulers loitering aimlessly. One of the haulers broadcasts harangue speech is met by a wild cheer of the others. Investigate. Oh. They are suspicious of our presence and they're attacking. And these guys are Corsairs, and Corsairs. So, to be fair, they can do some damage. I am feeling, however, I want to try this Death Knight out. Let's bring him across. Although he's currently stunned, so that's probably a bad idea. I'm going to tell him to probably go to shields and also summon... Ah. What? Can't summon while in combat? But you're always in combat. I guess you can summon it in the room and then go from there, right? And then we've taken them out. So, yes, the enemy crew's been killed. You search through the ruins. 31 scrap metal, 1 munitions. Other haulers and raiders are nowhere to be found. They must have been alarmed by engagement and escaped while you were occupied. Recall. Return to stations. And warp to unvisited node again. There's all kinds of fire going on there, isn't there? Encounter a damaged death cult vessel, begin powering the engines. Honestly, I think I'm happy just engaging directly for this one. It's not going to take much to take out all of these guys. Let's see. Right, so these guys can... Yeah, machine husks can be poisoned. You can see these are fighting away. Yeah. I think if one of them dies, the crawler, I think if one of them dies, they can spawn something else, the ghouls. They revive as the torso, yeah. Alright, brilliant. You can't control them, I don't think. No, you can't control them at all. Okay. So, there you go. They just literally tore the ship apart from the inside. Well done them. A translocator. Teleport yourself to a target room. That's pretty good, but I'm going to go with the munitions and the scrap. That wasn't much of a haul off that one, was there? This next one then is you pass near an orbital colony. It's leaking an unending amount of vile excrement. Whatever salvage it may contain within there, as long corroded away, you move on. Okay, and then over to the Stargate again. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Approach a Stargate, Blood Cult Sector or War Cult Sector. Let's go with Blood Cult? Yeah, why not? And let's do the sector. You drop back into real space, arriving at sector controlled by the Cult of Blood, knowing for their vast knowledge of the forbidden sorceries, along with unusual predilection for torture, followed by the Blood God. Yeah, we get the idea. It's Khorne, right? The Gore Shrine. I don't think I want to be heading that direction, to be truth be told. Oh, okay, this is going to be an interesting one. An armed death cult transport takes you for a threat and opens fire. So as we can see, they're full of death cult members. Alright, well, there's also a cache on board. I'm going to start to thin them down a bit. It's not going to take much to do. They do have 2 shields. Actually, shall I summon this guy? Can I just say summon it there? I think I can. Well, I have. Let me target their shields, and their shields. And oh, there's that thing. Oh wow! Immune to poison, immune to suffocation. An enemy DPS can't exceed 3. Becomes carcass on death. It's got 50 health. That's going to take out the entire ship on its own, most likely. Retrieve the contents of the storage vault. 75 scrap metal. So it can actually do that. That's actually quite interesting. Gladius missile to their heal bit. Yeah, that's good. And then another sort of hit over there. Is it still a torso? No, it's not. It's going down there. It's game over for them now. I think getting an very early boost with let's summon some more guys. Early boost with that shield, getting those extra shields from the very beginning, yeah, exceptionally good for us. So I'm just saturating the ship with poison. In fact, one of them just died from it, and then our summons are going to get there. There they go. And this is obviously just one of multiple ways to play. You can do heavy shielding, you can do high evasion, you can go for boarding like we've done here, you can go like ion stuff, you've got like a raking laser. I assume there's no stealth in the game because it doesn't feel like, you know, that's its sort of wheelhouse essentially. But yeah, we managed to do good here. I think what's best to do? What's best to upgrade now? We can't even get the next. We can't get the next shielding. Okay. I'm going to go with actually extra engines to give us 25% evasion. Yeah, we'll do that. And next locale. Technical vessel idles near the jump point. Its crew of machine priests make contact with you and ask you to escort them to the nearby penal colony. Apparently they have business with one of the prisoners there. Agree to escort them. You agree to escort them. Coordinates been added to your map. Oh, I've never done this before. I've never had a quest like this. Okay. A blood cult warship on a career mission. It reacts aggressively to your presence. Well, of course it would. Ritualist. Thralls. Let's target the Ritualist. and do some summons, and get ready to go across and see if I can get that cache. So I'm going to wait for stuff to be fired. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to target their shields. Always target the shields. And let's see. Teleport across. So this guy, our guy, I can't go through the doors because well, I can, but I'm going to have to beat my way through them. And we've taken the ship anyway. Good. Recall. And turn station. 224 scrap metal. Is there... There must be a shop somewhere. I'm going to look for it in the shop. You arrive in the system short distance away from the penal colony. The techno priests trailing behind you bristle with anticipation, having nearly reached their destination. Take heed, Commander. Our cognition engines have calculated a high probability of danger. Words are hard. Techno priest warning proves correct, and suddenly a pirate frigate drops into real space and begins firing upon you. You maneuver your ship between the techno priests and the pirate frigate, and as you engage, the techno priest allies contact you, offering assistance. Request assistance from the priests. And Commander, we have deployed combat husks to aid you. Oh, cool. All right. Allied crew detected. Is it? Yes. Is it just a? Where is it? Has it went on board? Oh, it is on board. Right. In that case, we're not going to waste any time. We're going to get over there. And sadly, it is a random location, but we've been lucky. It's put us in the right place. So let's spawn there, spawn in there, do firing in that area there. So let's just take out the crew. Oh, I believe we've lost that allied crew member. Yes, we have. Okay. Target. So, trying against shields. And you can see I am trying to take out all of these husks. They are not very powerful, but when there's enough of them, they cause a bit of damage, don't they? You can see there, they're causing some damage. We are smashing through their hull. I'm just a bit concerned. Yeah, I'm going to recall. I'm not taking any risks. We can easily take them out from long range now. Because, well, I don't want to be on board when it explodes, because that'll be bad for our Death Knight, even though they probably would relish the experience. Right, retrieve a few intact cargo containers from the remains, scrap metal and munitions. You arrive at the Imperial colony, and the Techno Priest grateful for your service and offer a set of servo husks in repayment. Okay, so we got a couple of husks. They're not very good. I don't know if you can get rid. Don't know. I might be able to sell them. Feels like if there's any game that allows you to sell stuff, then this will be it. Unvisited site. There's a merchant. Let's go for the merchant. We've got 253 generic units of currency. So, trade. Right. Energy lancers. Oh, look at it. More systems. We don't need a launch bay. Let's repair for a start. I don't know if I mentioned, but the game, you can't do full repair all the time. That's because there's only a certain amount of repair points at each station, and obviously you still have to buy them as well. So, missile templates. Saber missile. Charge time 18. Not a great projectile speed. Should I say. And good hull damage. Ignore shields. Small chance of fire. Small chance of hull breach. Inflicts minor crew damage. Flare missile. High chance of hull breach. And a claymore missile. It's got a charge time of 20, but it's 3 hull damage. Pretty good. What else have we got? Energy lance. Okay, charge time 12. Projectile speed is off the charts. It's 2,400. Hull damage per shot 1. Starts fights pre-charged. That's good. Charge per jump is 4. Ignore shields. Ooh, that's very good. A small chance of hull breach. Inflicts minor crew damage. Hull ripper. Let me guess. 2 times to systemless rooms. Yep. Okay. And then, oh, this devastator beam. Triumph of engineering. Devastator beams are able to cut through all but the strongest of shielding. Beam length 40. Reduces per shield pierces 1. Does not affect shields. So, yeah, it's going to rake across. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pick up the energy lance. I think that's probably the way forward because it's going to cut through the opponent. Let's go with weapons bay. Upgrade. Activate energy lance. Get a physical marker popped up there. And that'll do for now. Let's warp away. Shipyard. Don't think we need it. Actually, wait. No, I think we can get away with going somewhere else and do a bit of fighting if need be. There is a destroyed cultist vessel here, and I've got a rot blaster. Oh, kills release toxic gas. That is right up our alley, because we are immune to that. Yes, rot blaster, please. And I'll give the other weapon to Jorith, our commander, who doesn't go across, but it's always good to be armed. And, so this is going to be a bit of a different fight, in my experience. So you look up to see a possessed warship heading your direction, weapons armed. Dark energy slides off its hull as it advances. Its command throne must have been tainted by an artificial infernal entity. You prepare to fight. I reckon we're going to get boarded, and boarded hard. So, targeting them. Yeah, so we've been boarded. I'm not concerned because it's just a fleshling and a servo skull and things like that. So target this area, target the weapons, and we're going to get our main guy to get across there just because I want to get that. Ooh, siege armor and munitions. That's good. And I don't need to stay there. I do not need to stay there. I can just come back and energy lance and just take them out like this. Can I just fire a missile at the blood golem? Yes, I can. Didn't do nothing. When in doubt, summon out and cause damage to that guy. 22 damage. Good. And I might be able to just... Can I just take out the creature by focusing on that guy? No, well, as there was a couple of misses, the answer is no. Sadly. So, he's heading down. Problem is, although we are immune to poison, we're not immune to suffocation, and there's no oxygen on board that. But you can see, we have to still keep fighting. The reason for that is that we... You know, this is an auto-repairing ship, so it's important that we keep fighting, and there it goes. It's gone boom. And that's another job done. 65 scrap metal. Siege armor. Plus 20% HP, immunity to suffocation, minus move speed. It's a bit strange that our main... Actually, it's not strange when I think about it. The guy, because he's got inbuilt armor, because they are practically just armor with meat inside. I'm going to put it on our Deathbringer. Move speed reduction, but immune to suffocation. Right, it's always good. How far away are the end? Oh, look at that! Major threat detected. Right, it's rude not to go that way. Might be biting off more than I can chew here, but whatever. Ice mining operation. Emits a distress signal. Investigate. Subspace breach and detruders detected. Ooh, yes. The miners are nowhere to be found, but you encounter trace quantities of frozen blood. Strangely coloured jet suddenly shoots out from one of the mining pits before impacting your ship. You quickly turn on board to find bizarre creatures rampaging through the decks. Continue. So these, obviously, it's been opened up. I'm going to send our guys to go and try and help repair that. So I'm going to take out what I can, and yeah, we'll head. So these guys, obviously it's not safe to be in there, so I'm going to head out because it's, you know, there's no oxygen in this one. Let me say damage there, and that's gone. And there's another one. That's rude of them. And there we go. I think that's everything all right. Is that it? Seems to be it. I can stay here as long as I want, really. What I am going to do, to double check warp, a shipyard. We'll head to a shipyard. We can spend all the time we want there. So rest it up. I think I'm going to heal injuries. Yeah. Let's head over to this big threat. Grab a jump node without an incident, momentarily detect metallic scent of blood, and then it passes, you move on. Yes. Alright. Let's put these guys in the middle and at the back. Actually, I'm going to say go there, just in case. So what do I want to upgrade? Well, in my experience, shields are good. I'm going to put... However, door control up and sensors and upgrade. So I have full visibility because we do boarding, and our doors are fairly decent now. Major threat detected. Ugh. Your path crosses something ancient and pulsing. Not dead, not quite alive. Your instruments twitch. The void has grown a tongue. Lifeless meat puppet flashes erratically on your view screen, but if used with what used to be a command thrown, it does not speak. Power your weapons, prepare to engage the monstrosity. Yes. Okay, so we're not necessarily gonna board right away. But let's see. I'm gonna fling some of my summons about. Oh, it's all deployed. So these are the these things here. These are all like siege weapons. So let's see. Where's their shield? Where is their shields? Shields are there. And I want to fire and fire and fire. And then I use my missile to fire somewhere else. Because I'm trying to do my best to disable this. Did all my weapons bounce off that? I think they might have done, you know. So one of the things with the... Oh. Yeah, it's damaged, that's why. Get over there, repair it. I'm going to have to turn on our energy lance. Come on. On we go. So, missile at the back. And then all of these. More spawning, and I'm going to split them up deliberately. And let's do damage there. Good. Warning. Ah, we're getting hit on the front. I'm going to get the main commander out and the other guy in, because that is a fiend. Fire. Fire, just to make sure it's not doing anything. Fire against that. Missiles. So, a couple of misses there. But the main thing is their shields are off. And we are hitting their weapons. Because with these things... let me go back to there. With, is he immune to poison? He's not immune to poison. This guy is, though. Yeah, when you turn off these siege weapons, when you disable them, they have to then spend money to power them back up again. Yeah, well, I have to spend munitions to power them back up. That's now sorted. I can come back out. And do I go back across? Well, they seem to be just held up in a couple of these areas. I'm tempted to try and get across and get whatever this is. Now, see that says deployed. So I'm going to shoot one there, shoot one there, shoot one there, and then target that because I want the doors to break. There we go. That's all good. I think we are ready to go across. Hull breach as well. That's really good. Engines to reduce their evasion. So I'm going to head across. Oh, and it's jumped us in the perfect position. We gain nothing, apparently. I reckon I can take the ship. Yeah, that guy is the only one remaining. You've exterminated the enemy crew. The abomination falls silent. Suddenly, the enemy begins to maneuver. Again, its command throne glows with infernal light. A malefic, hungering force that has assumed control of the ship. The crew recalled one, and demon heart spawned. Enemy systems repaired. Enemy oxygen evacuated. Enemy crew reinforcements. Wow. This is cool. I mean, it's horrible, but it's cool. Right, let's... oh, they're full health again. Okay, alright. You forced my hand. Let's take out the shielding first. So, that didn't exactly work. Oh, they're firing at me with something here. They've spawned. Okay. Like me, they've probably not got a huge amount of health. Unlike me. Oh, hang on, wait. We're losing the Necromancer. I think the Necromancer's going to go down. Yes, Necromancer's gone down. But we have taken out what we need to take out. Okay, so I'm going to get one of these guys to take command over here. The missile can go at the back, as can all of the weapons, like that. The energy lance is totally used up now. Where's the missile? Did it not even hit? Don't think it did. Right. Another more set of spawns here. You can go there. You can take command of that. Oh, and there's more at the back again. I'm going to have to bring him back. And this guy as well. So, shields, shields, shields. And everything's gone. Everyone go back to their designated spots. Radius missile again. Ooh, loads of damage in there. That's going to be good. So we've lost, sadly, one of our guys. Oh, I've just destroyed, I think, half their crew in one hit. Don't know if you saw that. It was the psychic power from Joreth. You can go there. Oh, more spawns again. These are really difficult to deal with. For our crew, anyway. Oh. Everyone's dying. Gonna have to move back to there. Take these guys out first. Right, so those guys can move out. That guy can go in there. Once again, target everything on there. I'm gonna put these to auto fire. They're shields. Who's losing health? Should be no one. Right, they're now gone. Another 4 seconds before I can do loads of damage over that. The healing, it's so fast though. Look at all the misses. They've got 20% evasion. Oh, and we've lost one of our crew members. I'm going to lose some more probably. I don't know where that guy is. It'll be that probably. Doom effigy, maybe. Yeah. Fire there. And there's some more. Wow, we've pretty much lost all of our crew. It did say high threat detected, didn't it? It really did. Alright. Well, we'll do what we can. You get on the weapons. And then there's more coming along as well. Oh, landing exactly where we are. That's fine. The one at the back isn't fine. I would have put good money on us being able to take out the opponent using boarding. You know, that's what we do. But apparently not. And I think I'm going to lose all our crew. Wow. It's giving me a challenge though. I mean, it's a challenge I'm going to lose. But yeah. Let's see. Go over there. You see they're trying to repair the weapons. The problem is now is that, yeah, they're just going to... They can outspawn me. They can outspawn me. I've literally got my commander and one guy left. And I'm on so low health that it's not going to work out. It really isn't. Well, good for them. But we are not going to give up. We're going to fight on to the bitter end, which is now. You died. Joreth died. So we'll click continue. So, there's the end. Commander killed by skeleton. Okay, scrap required. 818. 3 sectors reached. Encounter nodes visited 33, normal difficulty, and we've gained 1,194 resonance. Let's go to main menu and call it there for a bit of Void War. Yes, I think we can see where the inspiration's coming from. Maybe wrong, but I don't think it's a bit of a stretch to imagine. Now, I think you might be in two camps. Some people say it's just a blatant rip-off. Right? I mean, if that's what you're thinking, then I'm not going to try and change your mind. Other people say, well, it's obviously taking inspiration from something that the devs like, and it's not being cagey about it, I don't think. Either way, from my point of view, all I know is I'm enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to playing some more. I've probably got nearly 4.5, 5 hours on it now. There's loads of ones to unlock. I might switch over from the mutant to maybe go for a cybernetic, but it'll be based on how we pair it with one of these ships, because obviously you've got, I mean, actually that's one thing, to be fair. We could probably go for a different variant. That might be quite cool. For shield. Oh, look at that. So this is the tank build. Got you. Yeah, lots of options here. Lots of options. Either way, hope you have enjoyed this little look at the game. yeah, that's been a bit of Void War. If you have any tips, comments, suggestions, let me know in the comments. If you want to see more, would like to hear it too. Hope you have enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.